2 guys. Okay, guys. Welcome on board. Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Biodun, and this is I Report. I call it Report Yourself, and in partnership with Kuli Football, Kuli Sports, and the idea is to talk to present Nigerian footballers based in Belgium and also in Europe. So please subscribe to our YouTube channels, and you can follow us on all our social medias, on Instagram, on Twitter. Everything will be on screen later on, and also this is what we're trying to do. I am with the legend in the house. 22 years old, former junior international. And also, to make it clear, I am not a journalist. I see myself like an anchor, and just to report what is happening. So I have to make that clear. So I might probably don't know everything in football and everything, but that's why we have you guys here. And thanks so much for the beautiful people. Another legend in the house. We have some people, nice people in the house. Thanks so much. So this show, we have to relax, and we don't have no pressure at all. Just no pressure. Feel free and let's have fun. Saviour Godwin, thanks for allowing me to talk to you.
You're welcome, bro.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming around as well.
So I'm gonna ask you, will you say you have achieved all the goods you've set out for yourself when you are in Nigeria, when you are growing up, and where you are now? Will you say you have achieved all the things you, as childhood dreams, have you achieved them? And also, if you haven't, what are the things that you also wish to achieve in your career?
Well, life is a process. We all go through life as a process. Growing up as a child, I have a lot of ambition. I have a lot of, I was determined to play football. I was determined to, come to Europe, play clubs, in Europe, and see myself as a role model to a lot of kids growing up also. So I started, from an academy in Nigeria. And
please look at the camera.
Before I got into the national team, my ambition was to have a club in Europe here and see if I can achieve my goals by playing a very big club in Europe, to reach out, so that I can use that as a medium to reach out to the poor people in Africa, to be a philanthropist to the needy.
Wow. That's great.
I'm still on the process. It's not as if in success you never can hit the highest limit. It's something that you have to continue. You have to pursue. It's not something you hit one day and relax. I'm still on my transition process, and yeah, this is where I am, and let's not say I'm comfortable with the place I am, because nobody in this world wants to settle for less. So I'm striving hard to be better than I was yesterday. So that's what I can say.
Great. But please, you have to focus more, look more on all our
the gadgets,
live social media. We are also transmitting this live to the general public, and also it's gonna be on YouTube. Okay. So for those who don't know Saviour Godwin, he represented Nigeria in under 17 World Cup in 2003, and also 2003, am I right?
No, 2013.
2013. I beg your pardon. And also, he played for Nigeria under 20,
under 20, under
in
23.
New Zealand in 2015.
15, yeah.
And also the Olympic,
the
under
Olympic,
23.
yeah,
But
yeah,
we will come to all that. So, I'm gonna ask you, how did it all started for you back then in Nigeria? How did you break into Nigerian under 17 team?
Well, it was a very difficult competition for me because I could vividly remember the first I came to camp. My friend, how I got to even meet my friend Taiwo, you know, was because of my appearance. You know, I came with a very big jersey. If you see the hand of the jersey, it's so big. I didn't have a proper jersey, unlike the guys who were in the camp, like Taiwo, Lechi, Anacho, Wilfred Ndidi. So I now met Taiwo and asked him that, bro, please, can I said, senior man, you know, can I have a jersey from you? And he was like, who the fuck are you to ask me for a jersey? You know, that was embarrassing. You know, I took it as a push for me. I said, because of this word, it's like a motivation for me to fight and be, you know, to fight and be among this team. Otherwise, it's gonna be a shame. And you know, in Nigeria, in Africa, everybody wants to play football. If you go to a competition, if you go to a tournament, you see a lot of people who come for the screening. When I was in camp, we were I think almost 200, 300, a lot. There were no opportunities given to players who even came to try and play and to show their skills. Some people will come and sleep in the pitch. They won't even see opportunity to play because there were so many players.
Wow.
So I managed to get my own opportunity. So the then coach Manu Garba gave me an opportunity and selected me to play an 11 aside. So I took the ball from midfield. I dribbled everybody and scored. That was how, you know, they said I should join the main boys in camp. Miraculously, I became part of the team.
Wow.
With the Nigerian under 17, and 2 weeks before their tournaments, you know, I joined them in the camp, and that was how, I don't know, everything just went fast.
Wow.
I went with them to that was in Morocco. They had a tournament in Morocco, but before then we had a training tour in Qatar. So from there, some players are going to go for the Nations Cup, under 17 Nations Cup, while some are going to come back home. But you know, I couldn't meet up with the team then because I came late and my papers were not all set, so I had to come back.
Wow.
But
Great. Yeah. We still have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Well, you went ahead to win that tournament in United Arab Emirates.
Yeah, under 17.
Then follow up to that, in New Zealand, Nigerian expected so much from the team.
Yeah.
Because you had a lot of stars in that team. Ndidi, Ihinacho, Isaac Success, you, Taiwo Awoni, and all these guys. What do you think happened in that tournament? What do you think happened?
Well, a lot happened because you know.
Because we crashed out.
Yeah. In the under 17, before I even get back to the under 20 World Cup and the under 20 tournament, a lot happened in the under 17. Personally, for me, individually, I would say when I joined the camp, the under 17 camp for the World Cup, I came late and there were so many things going on with passports. A lot of people couldn't meet up with the passport and the NFF, you know. But I think after the whole thing, the list was released, and you know, we managed to, you know, go for the tour before the competition, and from there the 30-man list was released, and after the 30-man list was released, I think 22 had to go for the under-17 World Cup. That was when we find ourselves privileged to represent Nigeria.
But I'm talking about in that tournament, in the main tournament.
Okay.
Why do you think Nigerian crashed out like that without meeting Nigerians' expectations?
Okay.
Many Nigerians thought we will get to the final or at least semi-finals.
Yeah.
So what do you think happened? That's the question.
Well, yeah, I was coming to hit that question. But,
yeah, because we don't have much
Okay.
time, and we have a lot of questions to ask you. And please, you can please speak up because of our audience back home listening to you. So why do you think we crashed out from that tournament?
Well, let me briefly, let me just go straight to the point. I think a lot of players left. Most of the players are home based, while a few players are from Europe here. So then I was still in Nigeria, and I was among the home based players, and it was difficult because we were in Nigeria training all through the period, and the guys who they put their hope on, the European based players, then came, and some of them were not fit enough, so it was difficult. They gave them the opportunity to play, I think, the first 2-3 games, and it was difficult because of lack of fitness, I must say. And then we got beaten by Brazil first game, and that was when the home based player, like myself, Bernard Buba, and some other players like Taiwo Awoni also, we were given the opportunity to play, and we won the game. Then the game after that, I think the understanding was a little bit difficult because we were paired with the home base and foreign base, so the understanding was not
the synergy.
wasn't
really
exactly
there.
The synergy.
Okay. We have to leave it at that. We got knocked out, and Nigerians were disappointed. Coach Manu Garba, a very good
coach. Yeah.
And now we're going to talk about your club. From there, you moved to Belgium, and I'm gonna show our viewers this. I think one of the fans made this for you.
Well, this is
really beautiful.
This is like a story here This is like a story for me, if you can show the viewers. A fan, I got this from a fan, and it's like a story, if you can see. This is when I started with the national team. This is like my first goal, and this was my first international goal when I came to Europe. And everything here is a story.
Wow.
I got this, and the fan that gave me this explained to me everything, and I feel very happy, and I like
you moved to Ostend.
Yeah.
And you didn't really stay too long in Ostend, but in your short period in Ostend, in fact, your first game you actually scored.
Yeah.
And the expectation was high back then. Why did you think it didn't work out for you in Ostend?
A lot of things that back then happened, which is confidential. I wouldn't want to say it.
Okay, no problem.
On social media, but it's something I wouldn't really want to say. But actually, I came to Belgium, and my first game I scored a goal, my first goal, and then there was some technical issues from my manager in Africa, and my club in Africa, and the club here, they couldn't meet up to the expectations, so I had to I had to quickly rush down because Samson Siasia called me to come for the under 23 tournament, so I had to rush down to camp, and then in America, Atlanta, so because of the preparation. So from there, I got called up.
Then okay, then you moved to Roselarry.
Yeah.
How is it going in Roselarry?
Yeah.
How is the club, the management, and you also narrowly missed a promotion 2 seasons back?
Yeah, 2 seasons
And
back.
how was the general feelings then?
Well, before any other thing, the reason why I came to Roselado was because of some little disappointment with the under 23 camp. I had to like leave to come because it was dying minute and the transfer window was gonna close, so I had to rush down to sign here. Immediately after I signed, that was the year we almost gained promotion because the club signed some good players because they were looking to promote. So we had an opportunity to promote to the first division, but it was we were so unlucky. We were so unlucky to promote, because of some technical issues also with the club here. But finally, I would say everything. You know how football is. Everything is like a lesson, But now we are not doing bad. We're not doing that. Okay, but we're still here.
Okay, thank you very much, Saviour Godwin. And we are still live. For those who are just joining us, I'm with, my name is Biodun, and I am with Saviour Godwin, former junior Nigerian international, playing for 2nd division in Belgium. And this is Kuli football. And Kuli Sports, you can subscribe to our YouTube channels. You can follow us on all our social media. So, I hope you are not nervous anymore.
Oh, no, why not? Why?
Okay. Away from football a little bit. We are still coming back to football. We want to be relaxed and, So, away from football.
Yeah.
If you are to be president of Nigeria,
oh my God,
what are you going to do differently? How will you? Let's say Saviour Godwin is Nigerian president today.
Well,
what will you do differently?
Well, I'm not
from President Buhari. I know you are not a politician, but it's just to
Sorry to say, I'm going to answer your question, but I'm not a fan of politics.
Okay, but, you are not a fan of politics, but I just want you to say something like, Saviour Godwin is president of Nigeria. How will you make Nigeria better?
Well, to be sincere, I was so disappointed with what I saw on the internet.
What will you do differently?
I'm gonna come to that. I was so disappointed with what I saw on the internet. Someone was asked this same question, and the guy said, do you know what the person said? The person said he's going to sell Nigeria if he was to be the president. He's going to sell Nigeria and divide the money among us.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, but if you're talking about me being the president, well, the first thing I would do is, I think I'll do a lot though, but well, believe me,
a lot like what?
A lot is in my mind.
Like, just give us one example. What you gonna do differently? One example to make people's lives better.
I think first of all, I'll take care of the youths, because they are very important to the community. because a lot of students now in Nigeria are they graduated and most of them are jobless. I'll create job opportunities.
Okay.
You know.
Thank you very much. We'll leave it at that. You will take care of the youth. So you will be the president of the youth.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your happiest moment so far in your career?
Was the day I scored for my first national goal with the national team.
And which match and which goal is that?
It was against Korea in New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah, I scored.
That's your happiest.
Yeah, that's the happiest.
And the saddest moment?
Wow, the saddest moment is something personal though. It's something personal. I wouldn't want to say here.
Okay, no problem. We'll leave it at that. We'll respect your privacy. And also, do you keep in contact with your mates back then in under 17 and under 20? Do you guys talk? And
my friend, you know, football is funny. You know, we can be a small group now. You know, we can be in camp talking, laughing, and enjoying with each other. But after the tournaments, I think you just have few people, maybe one or two people you relate to or you talk to, because of maybe most of them are busy or maybe some reasons. But for me, I just have few people I still talk to now. Not so much, not a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Next question for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you. Let's say a player wants to come to Europe, whether for trials or to come and start his career in Europe. Which advice will you give to such player?
First of all, I would say that player has to be disciplined, and he has to be willing and able to tolerate a lot of things, and he has to, you know, he has to accept whatever he sees, because a lot of us face difficulty when it comes to acclimatization. You know, with the weather, you come to a new place, you have to get used to the food, and you know, I would say they have to be ready for everything. They just have to be mentally fit. Mentally, they have to be fit.
Have to be fit
to face anything they see.
That's your advice to any player who wants to come. Thank you very much, Saviour Godwin. Now I'm gonna ask you again. Has it ever crossed your mind what you want to do after football? Has it ever crossed your mind? And do you have anything in mind after your career and?
For me, at the moment, I'm just enjoying playing football, and I think right now I'm not in the right. I would say right now I'm not in the right moment to decide, because after football, that's when life begins, you know. But at the moment, I'm just enjoying playing football. I have so many things, but I don't know specifically what I want to do. So, but for now, at the moment, it's just football, and just football.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Saviour Godwin. What inspires you?
A lot of things. A lot of things. Like my greatest motivation is my background, because I don't wanna. I know where I came from. And I know what a lot of people are going through. I don't want to go back there. So I think for me, my greatest motivation is poverty. I don't want to be poor.
I think almost everyone don't want to be poor.
Yeah.
Do you want to take us a little bit about your background, your family?
Well, it's a very, very long story, and but briefly, I would say I'm from a very poor background. I'm not shy to say it. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm from a family of 5, and I'm the first child of my family. You know, some years ago, before I started playing football, we all were living in the same. We were all living in one room, and yeah. Just to cut the story short, when when God started blessing me, you know, personally, I had to bring back my family together because my dad was a gardener, my mom was a chef, you know, so they were not together at that moment because of work. And my siblings, some of them were with my uncles, and I personally, I left home when I was 13, just in search of greener pasture. So when things changed, I had to bring everybody together, and now everybody
is
okay.
happy, and
yeah,
everything is
yeah.
okay. Are you planning to give back to the society or where you came from, or you know,
Yeah,
do you have anything in mind like that, like a foundation?
Yeah, before I even got to this stage, my main purpose and priority that I, you know, plan and I pray to God is to for Him to give me the opportunity to be a philanthropist, to give back to the community, to help the poor, the needy. If I have any opportunity now, is to, you know, help the needy, go back to my background and see how I can help those who are in need, you know, in one way or the other.
Well, that's really a great one. Another thing I also want to ask you, if you are not a footballer, what do you think you will be doing right now?
I would have been an actor.
Really?
I'll be acting movies. Okay. Because in my secondary school, you know, I read theater arts, and I'm a very good student when it comes to.
Which school is that?
In GSS, okay, Nasarawa State.
Nasarawa.
Yeah.
Wow. So you act a lot. You are very good in acting.
Yeah, I'm an actor. You know, I act a lot.
Is that why sometimes when someone kick you,
no,
you roll on the pitch like Brazilian footballers?
No, I act a lot, but I don't take that into the pitch.
Okay.
Yeah, outside football, I act a lot, and yeah.
What's your hobby? What do you do outside football?
A lot of things. A lot of things like I talk to my family a lot, and meet friends, and sometimes swimming, and I kill my friend on FIFA, Taiwo.
Really?
Yeah, and Dennis and juniors, a lot of them will play FIFA. Yeah.
We still hope we can talk to Taiwo, Dennis, and they are your friends.
Yeah.
If they are watching or listening, we want to read them also.
No problem.
So, let's talk a little bit about, I think I have like 2 more questions before we leave. But let's talk about Super Eagles. No, sorry, I'm going to ask you 3 more questions before we leave because of our time.
Okay.
Before we go to Super Eagles, I still want you to talk about your Olympic miss. It's a really bad one. Because you play in some qualifiers, and you really want to. I believe you really want to be at the Olympics.
Yeah,
but before we get to that,
yes,
and before we get to, I still want you to talk also a little bit about Super Eagles. Okay. But before you talk about Super Eagles, I want you to talk about our league in Africa. In Nigeria.
The Nigerian league. Okay.
What do you think is wrong, and what do you think they can do back home to make the league attractive, or to look like South African or North African nations, countries league? What do you think is wrong? What do you think is wrong, and what do you think we can do to have a good league?
First of all, if I must say, I think the infrastructure, like the pitch. The pitches in the Nigerian league, if you see the fields are not nice. If you play there, you can have injury easily because of the potholes there. And secondly, if I want to, you know, comment on that issue, I think we have everything it takes to to be like South Africa. We have everything it takes to even be better than some of these European countries, you know. But if I think they can pay the players a little bit more, if the players can earn good money, I think Nigerian league is gonna be a very good league.
Really?
You know, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I hope the authority are listening to Saviour Godwin, former Nigerian junior international, telling us of what we can do to have a good league. Because I believe in our league. I believe in Nigerian football. I love football myself. Yeah. And I really want us to have, you know, something nice back home. I think it will create a lot of employment also, as we've seen here in Europe and all that. So, talking about Super Eagles. Last World Cup in Russia, what do you think is we couldn't get out of the group? What do you think happened in that tournament?
Well, that team is a team full of a lot of quality. They have a lot of quality. They have a lot of potential to even go further than where they stopped. But I think we were a little bit unlucky to, you know, stop at some points in the tournament. But I think for me personally, some technical issues, you know, with the players, you know. I think they could do more, you know. If they really mean it, they could do more to, you know, to fight for the country, to play for the name and the badge also. So that's what I think.
Well, okay. African Cup of Nations is coming up.
Yeah.
In Egypt, Egypt has just been awarded the host country after it's taken away from Cameroon in June. What advice will you give to the Super Eagles of Nigeria going to that tournament if we have to win it? What will you say? What will you give them as an advice?
They have to take every match as a World Cup final. You know, they have to play for the name. They have to play for the country. They have to come out to play for the trophy. You know, and they have to be ambitious in the tournament, because I believe there's a lot of quality players. There's a lot of good players to bring the cup back home. So for sure, I'm sure with the players now.
But also we also have a lot of good teams right now in Africa. Egypt is equally good. Senegal is equally good.
Nigeria, I think
Ghana, Cameroon.
Nigeria is the best
right now.
Right now, yeah.
In your opinion, and how far do you think we will go?
We'll go as far as bringing the cup back.
Really?
Yeah.
You are so sure of that?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. And final question, Saviour Godwin, 22 years old, he plays for Roselarry 2nd Division, and watch out for this man. He will be, he's going places. He's a legend. I believe so much in him. And I really believe that good things are still coming up in your career. Thanks so much for talking to High Report. I call it.
Thank you guys.
Report yourself.
Thank you guys for coming.
Subscribe to us on subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter. We will bring. I don't want to mention our Twitter handles and Instagram handle, but it will be on the screen. You can join us. Finally, Saviour Godwin.
Yeah.
Olympic miss. What happened? You missed Olympic in Rio in 2016. You were with the team in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And also you played few qualifiers. How disappointed?
Not few. I played all the qualifiers.
All the qualifiers. How disappointed are you?
I think my friend Taiwo Awoni he's in the right position to say everything.
But no, you have to speak to yourself. I will speak to Taiwo Awoni, and Taiwo Awoni will speak for himself. I want you to speak for yourself. How disappointed are you to miss Olympics in 2016?
Well, To be honest,
you are in the
provisionalist.
provisionalist.
Let me brief you a little bit. I played the whole qualifiers. Myself and Awoni were like the key players for the under 23. I remember I gave Awoni the assist that gave us the key for
the qualification in which match was that?
I think Zambia.
Zambia?
Yeah. So when we were in camp, in the under 23 camp, I had to leave because I need to rush down to Belgium to sign my first contract. So I was there some couple of months. I got a call from Samson Siasia that I need to come back quick to join the boys in Atlanta for the pre-tournament tour. So I had to leave. I joined them in America, and that was shortly before the transfer window closed. And then I had to leave my former club for my present club now. It was so short for me to meet up with my new club because I had to sign, and so I left the camp because I need to come back because of the paper issue. You know how difficult it is with the visa. I had limited time, otherwise my visa would expire. So,
and what was your relationship with the skipper of national team, John Mikel Obiwa, in the camp, and what kind of person do you think he is?
That was the second time I saw him in camp. He's a very nice guy. Actually, before I left, I told him as a captain that I explained situation with him. See, I had to go back because I had to come back and sign for my team, and he was like, no, I should wait a little bit and join the team for the Olympics. Who knows, that maybe from here something bigger would happen. But I explained to him, and because there were a lot of players then in camp, and I spoke to Siasia as well. Siasia gave me his word and say, okay, I can go after because they already called they already made mention of the people who are going, and unfortunately I was not I was not part of the team. Myself and my friend we were so surprised and a little bit
disappointed.
Yeah, because we gave everything
for the country.
We were training hard, we were doing everything possible, and 10 minutes we couldn't see our name, and because I was among the provincial list, and then I had to rush down because I'm not sure if I'm going or if I'm not going, so I had to rush down to come back to Belgium to sign.
Well, thanks so much. Nigeria went ahead in that tournament to clinch the bronze.
Yeah.
So but yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Thanks so much, Saviour Godwin. Thanks for talking to High Report. Report yourself.
Thank you very much.
And in partnership with Kuli Football. So hopefully we will get back to you someday. Thanks so much for everything. So this platform, we try to speak to Nigerian footballers in Belgium and in Europe, and people can know a little bit about them. So you've seen and you've known little bit about Saviour Godwin today. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for today.
It's my pleasure. So much. Thank you very much.